Welcome to Tungal online classes. Continuation of the assignment 1 questions. In the previous classes, we discussed up to 90 questions. In this class, we discuss from 91 to 120 questions. In this, I will solve the near about 15 questions. Remaining whatever may be the questions are there, students, you solve it. Any doubts are coming, ask in the group. Now, I will start the question number 91. A bullet of mass 0.005 kg. Means a bullet mass given 0.005 kg. Means this can be written as 3 after point is there, 5 into 10 power of 0.005 kg. So 5 into 10 power of minus 3 kg. This is the mass. Now, here it is moves with speed. Initial velocity, initial speed given 200 meter per second, and enters into the wooden block. This is enters into the wooden block. This is considered as a one wooden block is there. Here it is enters into the wooden block and stopped at certain distance. This is a bullet enters into the wooden block, stopped at the certain distance. That distance also given 50 centimeters. 50 centimeter means 50 into 10 power of minus 2 meters. What is the average force exerted by the block on the bullet? Means how much average force is acting on the bullet due to the block? That is asking in this question. Now, here see in this question here, this is a U we know that, S we know that. Finally the bullet will be stopped. Stopped means its final velocity also 0. U, V, S we know that. We use the which kinematic equation here among these three here. That relation connecting the among these three U, V, S, that kinematic equation we are using here, that is V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. From this V square minus U square is equal to 2AS means 0 square minus U square. U is equal to 200 square is equal to 2 into acceleration we don't know, S value. S value we know that here 50 into 10 power of minus 2. Here from this we have to write here, this is 200 square means 200 square means this we are getting as a 4 after 4 zeros, or this is called as a 40,000 is equal to, here this is 100A into 10 power of minus 2. Here this is 4 into 10,000. 10,000 means 10 power of 4 is equal to 10 square A into 10 power of minus 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. 10 power of 0 is equal to 1. So here minus 4 into 10 power of 4 is equal to A. From this A is equal to minus 4 into 10 power of 4 meter per second square. This is we are getting as an acceleration. But they are asking average force. Mass we know that already. This can be written as 5 into 10 power of minus 3 kg. Already we know that. Here mass. Here average force can be written as F is equal to ma. Here F is equal to mass is equal to 5 into 10 power of minus 3 into acceleration minus 4 into 10 power of 4. Here 4 minus 3 is equal to 1. Here 5 4s are 20. Here this is remaining 4 minus 3 is equal to 1 means 10 power of 1. This is 20 into 10 is equal to what we are getting here, 200. Here minus also getting here. So from this, what is the force value we are getting here? I am writing here force F is equal to minus 200 Newton we are getting. Here minus 200 Newton means this force is always acting opposite to the motion of the bullet. Here motion of the bullet means here the bullet is here what is here, this is the bullet is moving in forward direction. The force is average force is acting in the opposite direction. That's the reason we are getting here negative sign. Means a negative sign indicates that average force is always acting opposite to the motion of the bullet. So which option is correct here? First option is correct here. See the next question. Two bodies of masses 4 kg and 16 kg at rest. Rest means initial velocity is 0. Acted upon by the same force. Same forces are acting. The ratio of the time required to. Times are different. They are asking ratio means ratio of time means times are different. Attain the same speed. Final speed also same. Here initially the body at rest. Initial speed is equal to 0. Both the bodies. First I am consider M1 body. Here M1 body first I am writing. For the M1 body, M2 body I want to write here. Here M1 body means mass is how much kg here? 4 kg. M2 body means the mass is 16 kg. Initially both are at rest. Rest means U1 equal to 0. Here second body, for the second body U2 equal to 0. Both are. Here U2 means initial velocity of the second body. U1 means initial velocity of the first body. Now it is finally they attend the same speed. Both are attend the same speed means the final speed of the here M1 mass considered as a v. Here final speed of the M2 mass also considered as a v. Both are the same. And attend the same speed means v1 equal to v, v2 equal to v. And acted upon by the same force. Same force means F1 is equal to F. Here F2 is equal to F. Here we know that formula F is equal to what is here? Ma, according to the Newton's second law. Here F is equal to m into here acceleration means change in the velocity by time. F is equal to m into v minus u by t. From that we have to write here F1 is equal to F means here F1 I am writing here F1 is equal to m1 into v1 minus u1 by time t1 for the m1 body. M1 body time is t1. The m2 body can be written as F2 is equal to m2 into v2 minus u2 by t2. Here m2 into v2 minus u2 by t2. Here both equations we have. This is a force for the m1 body. This is a force for the m2 body. M1 body means 4 kg. M2 body means 16 kg. Here first I want to find the F1. F1 is equal to m1 into v1 minus u1 by t1. F1 is equal to F already taken here. M1 is equal to 4, v1 is equal to v, u1 equal to 0, t1 as usual I am writing. This is F1. Similarly, this is given to the equation 1. Similarly, we write the F2. F2 is equal to m2 into v2 minus u2 by t2. So F2 is equal to 16 into v minus 0 by t2. Here v2 equal to 0, v2 equal to v, v2 equal to v, u2 equal to what is there? 0, t2 is there. Here m2 is 16, m2 is equal to 16 kg. This is given to the equation number 2. Now equation 1 divided with equation 2. Here, but F2 is equal to what we know that here F. So we divide the equation 1 with equation 2. What we are getting here? F by F is equal to 4v by t1. V minus 0 is v. Here 6. Here next equation 2 is what is here? F by F is equal to this is 16v by t2. Here also v minus 0 is equal to v. Here F by F. F by F means here F by F is equal to 1. 1 is equal to 4v by t1 is equal to t2 by 16v. Right? Here v getting cancelled. 4 1s are 4 4s are. Here from this what we are getting here now I am writing here what we are getting that value see here 1 is equal to what is here t2 by 4 t1. Here 4 t1 is equal to t2. The ratio t1 t2 ratio is asking. So t1 by t2 is equal to 1 by 4. So t1 is to t2 is equal to 1 is to 4. Means the time ratio how much we are getting, time required to attain the same speed, that ratio how much we are getting here 1 is to 4. So which option is correct here? Third option is correct here. See the question number 93. Here an elevator is weighing, means elevator means lift weight is given. Lift weight is given here. Weighing means here what is given? An elevator is weighing 6000 kg, means mass given. From this we can find weight. Here m is equal to 6000 kg, means the weight of the elevator is mg. It is acting in the downward direction. Elevator is weighing 6000 kg, is pulled upward by a cable. With cable it is pulled upward with an acceleration, means it is pulled upward with an acceleration, means acceleration acting in the upward direction, that is 10 meter per second square. Right? Taking g to be 10 meter per second square, g also given 10 meter per second square. Find the tension in the cable they are asking, means in the tension in the cable they are asking. tension is always acting away from the fixed point. Tension is a double-sided force. Now tension in the upward direction, mg in the downward direction. Just I am showing the free body diagram for the elevator. Here tension in the upward direction, the weight in the downward direction, here acceleration in this direction. Right? Now, which is the larger? Tension is larger or weight is larger? Tension is larger because acceleration is acting in the upward direction. Elevator is moving in the upward direction. Which is more? Tension is more. That's the reason elevator is moving in the upward direction. So, here first I am writing what are the given values. Here m is equal to given 6000 kg, a equal to 10 meter per second square, g equal to 10 meter per second square. Now, we write the Newton's law of motion or equation for the this what is here elevator or free body diagram. Here acceleration in the upward direction, which is the large, tension is large. Here mg is small. So net force can be written as T minus mg is equal to mass into acceleration. Mass into acceleration. Suppose mg is larger or acceleration is acting in the downward direction, which is larger? Mg is larger. Suppose tension in this direction, mg here A is acting in this direction. So which is larger? Mg is larger. In this case, how to write the net force? Mg minus T is equal to m into A. We can write like this. Now, see there. Here tension is more. So T minus net force can be written as T minus mg is equal to m into A. From this, tension can be written as the ma plus mg, or tension is equal to m into A plus g. Here tension is equal to m value, how much we know that? Here tension is equal to m value is equal to how much here? 6000. Here 6000 into A value is equal to 10, G value is equal to 10. So 6000 into 20. Here what we are getting here? 12 after 4 zeros. Mean this is a, here what is here? 1,20,000 we are getting here. This can be written as T is equal to 12 into or 120 into 10 power of 3. 120 into 10 power of 3. Same value we are getting here. So this can 120 into 10 power of 3 Newton, or this can be written as 120 into 10 power of 3 Newton can be written as kilonewton. So here tension is how much we are getting here? 120 kilonewton we are getting here because answers are given in the kilonewton. So this final value I am converting into kilonewtons. 120 kilonewton we are getting here value. Here that is the tension in the cable. That tension in the cable is how much here? 120 kilonewton. So which option is correct here? First option is correct here. See the question number 95. If mu s, mu k and mu r are the coefficient of static, kinetic and rolling friction respectively, then the relations among these three they are asking. Here mu s is called as coefficient of which friction here? Static friction. And mu k is called as coefficient of kinetic friction. Next mu r is called as a coefficient of rolling friction. Okay. Now see that among these three they are asking the relations. How to identify the relations? Here static friction is always larger than the kinetic friction, and kinetic friction is larger than the rolling friction. Here among these three, static friction is more. Why? Static friction is acting when the body at the rest position. Body at the rest position means in order to keep the body at rest position, friction is acting in the opposite direction. This value is more. Once motion is started, kinetic friction is acting. Here automatically once motion is started means here friction is automatically decreases. That's the reason kinetic friction is smaller than the static friction. But why rolling friction is very small? Because that rolling friction is only depends on the point of contact in between body and the surface. It is a point of contact is a small point is a, on that point only friction is acting. That's the reason we are saying that rolling friction is a very small, very small in comparison to kinetic friction and static friction. But kinetic friction is smaller than the static friction. Why kinetic friction is smaller than the static friction? Means once motion is started, friction is decreases. So from this we can identify that which coefficient of friction is more here. Coefficient of static friction is more. Coefficient of static friction is more than the kinetic friction, and it is more than the what is here, kinetic friction is more than the rolling friction. So which is the larger here? Static friction is larger. Coefficient of static friction is always larger than the kinetic friction and rolling friction, but kinetic friction is larger than the rolling friction. So which option is correct here from this? Here third option is correct here. Mu s greater than mu k greater than mu r. Here static friction is always more than the kinetic friction and rolling friction, but kinetic friction is always larger than the what is here, rolling friction. That's the reason their coefficients also we give the relation here, mu s greater than mu k greater than mu r. So which option is correct here? Third option is correct here. Next, see the question number 98. A horizontal force 10 Newton is necessary to just to hold the block stationary against a wall. Means when 10 Newton is applied on this block, this is a block here. 10 Newton is applied on a block, it will be stationary against a wall, or it can be stopped on the wall. Here just what is here, it is 10 Newton is applied, just hold a block stationary against the wall. When the block is stationary against the wall, when it will be stationary, 10 Newton force is applied. Now 10 Newton is force is applied means in between this block and the surface, this is a surface here. In between the block and the surface, the frictional force is acting. That frictional force is acting in the upward direction. That is considered as a FES. Static friction, FS, because it is at the stationary. Now, here the weight of the block is acting in the downward direction. The weight is acting of the block. Weight of the block is acting in the downward direction. That is taken as mg. When the weight is balanced by the frictional force, then only the block will be stopped. Suppose frictional force is not there, the block will be falls down. Here means the block will be stopped by the frictional force. When it will be stopped here, frictional force is balanced by the weight of the block. Now here 10 Newton is acting in this direction. This is applied force, but normal reaction acting in this direction. Means a normal reaction and force both are in opposite direction. Here magnitude of these two is same, because the block is stationary. Stationary means the magnitude of the applied force and the normal reaction is same value, but they are acting in the opposite direction. Opposite direction here. 10 Newton and normal reaction, they are acting in the opposite direction. But frictional force is balanced by the weight. Fs is equal to mg. Because then only the block will be stopped on the wall, or the block will be stationary on the wall. Then when it is stationary, frictional force is balanced by the weight here. Here from this we are writing here Fs is equal to mg. But in this question what is asking here? That coefficient of friction also given 0.2. What is asking in this question here? The weight of the block is asking. Mg is asking here. Here from this can be written as mg is equal to Fs. We know that Fs is equal to, we know that where frictional force is equal to formula mu s into n. That mu s is given here. Mu s into n here. But n is equal to F, because here n and F are both are opposite direction, magnitudes are the same. So n is equal to can be written as F, and here mu s also given here. N is equal to F and mu s value given as how much here? 0. What is here? 0.2 is given. Here value given 0.2. So from this we find the weight here. Weight mg is equal to mu s into, in the place of the n I am written as F. Here mg is equal to 0.2 into applied force is 10. Here from this weight is equal to how many Newton? 0.2 into 10 is equal to 2. So weight is equal to how many Newtons we are getting here? 2 Newtons. So which option is correct here? Fourth option is correct here. Just we are using the wedge condition. Frictional force is balanced by the weight of the block. Fs is equal to mg. Here m is the mass of the block here. Mg. Now here this applied force is balanced by the normal reaction, because they are acting in the opposite direction. Normal reaction is here, force applying in this direction means normal reaction. Here normal reaction is acting in this direction. Here both are balanced. Fs is equal F is equal to n. Here and Fs is equal to balanced by the mg. When using these two conditions, we can find the weight of the block. How much we are getting here? 2 Newton. So which option is correct here? Fourth option is correct here. Next, see the question number 99. What is the magnitude of work done against the friction on the body of mass m travel through a distance s if mu is the coefficient of friction. Means one block of mass is there. This is a block of mass m. It travels through a distance s against to the friction. Means the friction is acting in the opposite direction. The friction is acting in the opposite direction here. Against the friction, the block will be traveled here. Friction is acting in the opposite direction. Means what is here? What is the magnitude of the work done against the friction? Means work done by the frictional force is acting. Friction is acting in the opposite direction. Block is moving in the forward direction. We have to do the work. Then only the block can be moved. Because work is done by the frictional force, or work is done against to the frictional force. That how to find here? That work done can be written as, or work done by the frictional force, work done by the frictional force can be written as W is equal to F into S. F into S means force into displacement. Here force into displacement we are writing here. Here F force is the frictional force and displacement is S. The magnitude we are taking, W is equal to F into S. Now W is equal to frictional force can be written as mu into N into S. Mu is the coefficient of the friction, N means the normal reaction, and S is the displacement. Here W is equal to mu into normal reaction can be written as normal reaction. Suppose here block is there, here this is a block. Here block is having the mass M, the weight is acting in the downward direction, that is mg. This is balanced by the normal reaction. When the block is at the stationary, M is equal to what is here mg. So normal reaction N is equal to, we have to write the mg into what is here S. Means the work done by the frictional force, here what is the value here, mu into mg into S. Just work done means force into displacement. But here who is doing the work here? Frictional force is doing the work. Here what is here? Work done we are doing against to the friction. That's the reason we are writing here work done against to the friction can be written as W is equal to F into S. Now W is equal to F can be written as frictional force is equal to mu into N into S. N is equal to normal reaction, N is equal to mg. Here N is equal to mg into S. Here mu into mg into S is gives the what is here work done against to the friction acting on a body when the body is traveled through a distance S. So which option is correct here? Fourth option is correct here. See the question number 101. Two bodies of masses m1 and m2 have equal momentum. Momentum is same. The kinetic energy ratio is asking here. Their kinetic energy are in the ratio. See there. First we have to obtain the relation between kinetic energy and momentum of the body. Here kinetic energy general expression is of mv square. We have to write like this. Here this is multiplying and dividing with m by m of mv square into m by m. We have to write like this. Here from this kinetic energy can be written as of into mv whole square by m. M into m square we are getting v square. Or another step we have to write for understanding m square v square by m. Or kinetic energy is equal to of into mv whole square by m. This mass into velocity called as the momentum. So what we are getting here, k is equal to of into, here m into v can be written as p square by m. Here k is equal to p square by 2m. This is called as relation between kinetic energy and momentum of the body. But here two bodies having the same momentum. Masses are different. Kinetic energy ratio is asking here. So kinetic energy for m1 body, kinetic energy can be written as k1 is equal to, momentum is same. Momentum p only I am writing. P square by mass is equal to 2m1 for a mass m1 or m1 mass body. Here m2 mass body, here for m2 can be written as the, here k2 is equal to p square by 2m2. Here also momentum is same, mass is changed here, m2 mass is there, m2 we are writing here. K2 is equal to p square by 2m2. These are the kinetic energies, k1 comma k2 are kinetic energies for the m1 mass and m2 mass. Here the ratio is asking here, k1 by k2 is equal to p square by 2m1, p square by 2m2 ratio we have to write like this. dividing these two. From this 2 getting cancelled, p square getting cancelled, k1 by k2 is equal to we get as m2 by m1. That is coming into the numerator. From this we write the k1 is to k2. The ratio of the kinetic energy is m2 is to what is here? m1. The ratio of kinetic energy we can get as m2 is to m1. So which option is correct here? Third option is correct here. This problem how we are doing here? Using the relation between kinetic energy and momentum of the body. When using this relation, we are finding the ratio of the kinetic energies. That is, we are getting here m2 is to what is here? m1. So which option is correct here? Third option is correct here. See the question number 103. Here force given. A particle is moving from R1 position to R2 position. Work done by this force is asking here. Means both the positions are given. Work done is asking means work done is equal to V is the formula force into displacement. First we have to find the displacement using both the positions. The change in the positions is called as a displacement. Here what is here? First I am writing here force F bar is equal to given as 5 I cap minus 3 J cap plus 2 K cap Newton. Here positions R1 comma R2 is given. R1 bar is equal to, they are given as 2 I cap plus 7 J cap plus 4 K cap meters. Here similarly R2 bar is given, that is given as 5 I cap plus 2 J cap plus 8 K cap meters. These are the two positions are given. From this we find the displacement. Displacement S is equal to change in the position. Displacement vector S bar is equal to R2 bar minus R1 bar. R2 bar is equal to 5 I cap plus 2 J cap plus 8 K cap minus of 2 I cap plus 7 J cap plus 4 K cap. Here we have to subtract these two. Here what is here? S bar is equal to, we have to write here 5 I cap plus 2 J cap plus 8 K cap. This is multiplied with minus 2 I cap. Here minus into plus minus 7 J cap minus into plus minus 4 K cap. Now 5 I cap minus 2 J cap is 3 I cap. 5I minus 2J is 3 I cap. Similarly 2J cap minus 7 J cap is minus 5 J cap. Here 8 minus 4 is equal to 4 K cap. This is we are getting as a displacement. This is in meters. But they are asking work done. Work done is equal to, that is the dot product of force into displacement. This is the general formula for the work done. Here from this work done can be written as force is equal to, here 5 I cap minus 3 J cap plus 2 K cap dot, here S bar. S bar can be written as the 3 I cap minus 5 J cap plus 4 K cap. This is a force and displacement. In between dot product we are making. In the dot product, we know that I dot I is equal to 1, J dot J is equal to 1, K dot K is equal to 1. Just multiply the coefficients. Now 5 3s are 50. I dot I is equal to 1. Here minus 3 minus 5. Also 50. J dot J is equal to 1. Plus, here this is a minus into minus plus we are getting. Here plus into plus again plus 4 2s are 8. K cap dot K cap is equal to 1. Here I cap dot I cap is equal to 1. J cap dot J cap is equal to 1. K cap dot K cap is equal to 1. Here 5 3s are 15. Here 3 5s are 15. Here minus into minus plus. So this value 15 plus 15, 30, 30 plus 8 is equal to, how many joules we are getting here? 38 joules. So which option is correct here? Third option is correct here. General formula we are using, work done is equal to force into displacement. Means our dot product of the force into displacement. Just we are making the dot product. In the dot product, just we have to make the I dot I is equal to 1, J dot J is equal to 1, K dot K is equal to 1. Suppose we are multiplying I cap into J cap, what happened? I cap dot J cap is equal to 0. Remaining all are 0. But I cap dot I cap is equal to 1. J cap dot J cap is equal to 1. K cap dot K cap is equal to 1. From this, when calculating this one, we are getting the work done is equal to 38 joules. So, which option is correct here? Third option is correct here. Next, See the question number 104. Very important model. Many times asked in the competitive exam this model here. A particle of mass 0.1 kg means mass given 0.1 kg. Subjected to a force varies with a distance as shown in a figure. Means the figure is or the graph is drawing in between the force and the displacement. This is a graph between the force and the displacement is given. This is called as a graph between the force and the displacement here. Right, force and the displacement graph here showing here. Its journey start from x is equal to 0 and end at its journey at 12 meters. It start from 0 meters, end at the 12 meters. Here, what is here? It's a started journey from rest to its velocity at x is equal to 12 meters. Its velocity at x is equal to 12 meters we have to find. It is moving from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to 12 meters. Here in this problem, we first find the work done and applying the work energy theorem. Here work done, how to find here? The area under the S graph or area under the force and displacement is gives the work done. Here area under the force and displacement graph is a trapezium. This is a trapezium. This represents the total trapezium here. Means from this we are writing here work done is equal to area of trapezium. Area of what is here? Trapezium. The area under the force and displacement is gives the work done. Here work done is equal to area of trapezium. Here area of trapezium means work done is equal to area of trapezium can be written as half into A plus B into H. This is a general formula for the trapezium. Right, from the mathematics, half is equal to A plus B into H. H means height. Here height is 10. Here this is considered as a height. H is equal to 10 meters. A means one side. B means another side. This one side is 12. Another side is 4. So from this we are getting here work done is equal to half into one side is a 4 here. This is called as A simply. This total side this is called as a B. B is equal to 12 meters. 12 is there. Generally we can write as 12. Here A is equal to 4 meters. Here this is 4 plus 12. Height is equal to 10 Newton is there. Generally we write as 10. Here this is gives the work done. So what here W is equal to half into here 16 into 10. 16 into 10. Now 2 ones are 2 8s are. Now work done is equal to how many joules we are getting? 8 tens are 80 joules. Here work done we are getting. But velocity at x is equal to 12. Final velocities they are asking. The velocity at the rest. Rest means initial velocity is 0. But final velocity is how much they are asking. We apply the work energy theorem. According to the work energy theorem, here work done on the body or particle is equal to change in the kinetic energy. Change in the kinetic energy means final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. This is called as a change in the kinetic energy. But here work done is equal to 80. Here half into mass m as usual right here, or generally we wait here. Just we have to write here work done is equal to half into m into v square, half into m into this is initial velocity I am substituting 0 for easy calculation purpose. Now work done is equal to we get as half mv square. 0 into something is 0. Here work done is equal to half mv square. Substitute now values. Here 80 is equal to work done is equal to 80. Here half into mass is a 0.1 into v square. Okay, from this 160 is equal to 0.1 v square. Here our v square is equal to 160 by 0.1. Here 0.1 means 10 power of minus 1. 10 power of 1 taking into numerator, or this can be written as 160 by 10 to the power of minus 1. So v square is equal to 160 into 10 is equal to we can get as 1600. Here I am calculating now here. Here what is here? Options also we have to write. Here v square is equal to 1600. From this v is equal to here under root of 1600. Here from this v is equal to 40 meter per second. Here v is equal to 40 meter per second. What are the options given here? Here first option I am writing here options here. First option they are given as 0. Second option 20 root 2 meter per second. Third option they are given as here what is a 20 root 3 meter per second. Here fourth option is they are given as the 40 meter per second. Here see that final velocity what we are getting 40 meter per second. So which option is correct here? Fourth option is correct here. But solving up this problem, which concept we are using? Work done is equal to change in the kinetic energy. That concept one we are using. Another concept what we are using here, work done or area under the force and displacement is gives the work done. These two concepts are we are using for solving up this problem. Here the area under the force and displacement is gives the work done, and applying the work energy theorem we can get the final velocity. Final velocity is the 40 meter per second. See the question number 106. A body of mass 6 kg is under a force which causes displacement in which is given by S is equal to E square by 4 meter, where T is a time. The work done by the force in 2 seconds. This is also problem we can solve using the work energy theorem. According to the work energy theorem, work done by the particle or body is equal to change in kinetic energy. Change in kinetic energy means final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. That is called as a work energy theorem statement. W is equal to half mv square minus half mu square. That is we are using here. Here also we are using that one. Here which concept using here? Work energy theorem. According to the work energy theorem, work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. Change in kinetic energy means final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. Initial velocity is u. Initial kinetic energy is half mv square. Final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. This concept we have to use. But here in this problem, mass given 6 kg given. Here under a force here, displacement equation given, S is equal to T square by 4. Here displacement equation S is equal to T square by 4. We can write as 1 by 4 T square meters also. Can write like this, T square by 4 meter given. That is I am writing here 1 by 4 T square meters. But first I want to find the final velocity. Final velocity means change in the displacement. ds by dt. Change in the displacement is called as velocity. ds by dt. ds by dt means half into, here what is a differentiating? Yes, with respect to t. Here 1 by 4 is constant, writing outside. T square differentiation is 2t. That is I am writing from differentiation of t to the power of n is equal to n into t to the power of n minus 1. So t square differentiation is 2t. So what we are getting here? 2 1s are 2 2s are. So velocity v is equal to t by 2 meter per second. This is we are getting the velocity. But the work done by the force in 2 seconds they are asking. Here initial velocity is 0. Why means initially time 0 means velocity also 0 here. Here initial body of mass, when the force applying the body causes the displacement, means initial velocity is 0. But final velocity we have to find at 2 seconds. 2 seconds means t is equal to 2 seconds we are substituting here. V is equal to 2 by 2 is equal to 1 meter per second. This is final velocity. But initial velocity, body initial at rest, u equal to 0. Now we apply the work energy theorem here. Here W is equal to half mv square. Here work done they are asking. Work done by the force they are asking in 2 seconds. Here work done is equal to half mv square minus half mu square. We apply this formula. Here W is equal to half mv square minus half m into 0 square. Just I am substituting 0 for easy calculation purpose. Here u equal to 0. From this we are getting your work done is equal to W is equal to half mv square. So work done is equal to half into mass. How much given? 6. Velocity how much we know that? Final velocity 1. 1 square. Here 2 1s are 2 3s are. Now work done is equal to 3 into 1. Here work done is equal to how many joules here? 3 joules. So which option is correct here? Fourth option is correct here. Just this is also application of work energy theorem. Initial velocity, final velocity we know that. Work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. Change in kinetic energy means final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. See the next question. If the kinetic energy of the body is increased by 125%. The percentage of increasing momentum they are asking. How to solve this problem? We solve using the relation between kinetic energy and momentum of the body. In the previous questions, we discussed that relation. That relation we know that here kinetic energy is equal to P square by 2m. Already we discussed in the previous questions. Now kinetic energy is equal to, this is called as a relation between kinetic energy and momentum of the body. K is equal to P square by 2m. From this, here P is equal to, I want to write here, P square is equal to 2m into K. Here P is equal to under root of 2m into K. This is the momentum. This is we are getting as a momentum. Here P is the initial momentum, K is the initial kinetic energy. But here what is asking? Percentage of increasing momentum they are asking. When kinetic energy is increased by 125%. When the kinetic energy is increased by 125%, final kinetic energy I am writing as K dash. K dash is equal to K plus 125% of K. Here from this K plus 125 by 100 into K. We can write like this. Here this is 25 5s are 25 4s are. So what we are getting here from this K dash is equal to here K plus 5 by 4K. Here K dash is equal to 9K by 4. This is final kinetic energy. Here we know that initial kinetic energy is K, final kinetic energy is K dash. That is we are getting 9K by 4 we are getting. We find the final momentum. Initial momentum is P. Initial momentum is P. Final momentum is P dash. P dash is equal to under root of 2m into final kinetic energy K dash. From this relation only we are writing P plus P dash, K plus K dash. This is P dash is the final momentum, K dash is the final kinetic energy when the kinetic energy is increased by 125%. So P dash can be written as under root of 2m into K dash. K dash is equal to, we know that 9K by 4. You can write like this. Here 9 by 4 under root is 3 by 2 under root of 2mk. You can write like this. 9 by 4 under root is 3 by 2. Remaining 2mk. Here from this we have to write here P dash is equal to 3 by 2 under root of 2mk is equal to what we know that P. So P dash is equal to 3 by 2p. This is P dash. Here initial momentum is P, final momentum is P dash. What is asking here? Percentage of increase in momentum. Percentage of increase in momentum formula is final momentum minus initial momentum by initial momentum into 100%. When making this calculation, we can get the percentage of increase in momentum. P dash minus P by P into 100% is gives the percentage of increase in momentum. Here final momentum is 3 by 2p. Initial momentum is P. Here initial momentum is P into 100%. Here 3 by 2p minus P is equal to 3 by 2, 3p minus 2p by 2 by P into 100%. This is I am writing here. What we are getting, see there. Percentage of increase in momentum is equal to here P by 2 by P into 100%. P by 2 by P into how much percent? 100%. P cancel, 2 ones are 2 50s are. So percentage of increase in momentum is how much percent here? 50%. Which option is correct here? First option is correct here. Here which is increasing, that is we have to find here. And here percentage of increasing momentum means final momentum we have to find when increasing the kinetic energy. Percentage of increasing in momentum formula is final momentum minus initial momentum by initial momentum into 100%. Here final momentum value we substitute. From this we can get the percentage of increase in momentum is how much percent here? 50%. This model also very important for competitive exams. In the some competitive exams they are giving the question like that also. If increasing the momentum of the body, what is the percentage of increasing in kinetic energy? Reverse order also they will ask. Here we are finding the final momentum. There we have to find the final kinetic energy. Final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy by initial kinetic energy into 100% when we are making, then it can use a percentage of increasing in kinetic energy. But here kinetic energy increasing given, momentum increasing in asking. There some here what is here? Another some questions, momentum increasing they are giving, and kinetic energy increasing percentage they are asking. Here just we have to use the formula percentage of increasing in kinetic energy. Which formula we have to use? K dash minus K by K into 100%. Here percentage of increasing in momentum, which formula we are using? P dash minus P by P into 100%. Here final momentum we are finding. There we have to find final kinetic energy. Okay. See the next question. When a spring is compressed by 3 centimeter, the potential energy stored in it is U. When it is compressed further 3 centimeter, the increase in potential energy they are asking. Directly I am solving in CGS unit only. I am not converting in MKS. Or convert also we can get the same answer. No problem. Now the potential energy of the spring. The potential energy stored in the spring. The formula is here U is equal to half K x square. This is the potential energy of the spring. Already we know that U is equal to half m K x square. This is the potential energy of the spring. Here K is called as a force constant, x is called as a displacement. The initial potential energy given U here. General formula is U is equal to half K x square. Initial potential energy U1 is equal to U given. U2 we don't know. U2 also we don't know here. U1 is equal to U given here. First I am finding U1. U1 is equal to U already given. That is U1 is equal to U is equal to half K into X. Further first spring is compressed by 3 centimeters. So here X is equal to 3 square I am writing. So U1 is equal to U, or U is equal to U1 is equal to U is equal to what we are getting here. U1 is equal to U is equal to half K into 9, or 9K by 2 we are getting. Or better to write here, this is a 1 by 2 9K. 9K by 2, no problem at all. 9K by 2. Next to final, this is the initial potential energy. Final potential energy. When final potential energy we are taking when it is compressed further 3 centimeters. Again compressed 3 centimeters. 3 centimeter plus 3 centimeter is equal to 6 centimeters. Means the initial displacement, better to write here, x1 is equal to 3 centimeter. Here u1 is equal to u is equal to half into k x1 square. X1 is equal to 3 centimeter. Here x2 is equal to, we have to write here 3 centimeter plus 3 centimeter is equal to 6 centimeter. This is x2. Further compressed by 3 centimeter. Totally compression is 6 centimeter. Here final potential energy is half k into x2 square. Here also u1 you have to write here u1 is equal to half k x1 square. x1 is equal to 3 centimeter square. But u1 is equal to u half k into x1 is equal to 3. Here u2 is equal to half k x2 square. Here half k into 3 plus 3 is 6. That is x2. x2 is 6 square. Here u2 is equal to half k into 36. This is u2 we are getting. This is a u1. u2 is equal to 36 k by 2. But they are asking increase in potential energy, means change in potential energy. Change in potential energy delta u is equal to final minus initial. Final is 36 k by 2. Initial is equal to u1 is equal to u is equal to 9 k by 2. u2 minus u1. This is we can get as 36 minus 9 is equal to 27 k by 2. But they are asking in terms of the u. Answer is given in terms of the u. How to change this one? Here delta u is equal to, here this is I am writing here 3 into 9k by 2. 3 9s are 27 we can get. Here this is 3 into 9k by 2 is equal to u1 is equal to u is equal to what we know that here 9k by 2. 9k by 2 is equal to u. So 9k by 2 I am writing as a u. So delta u is equal to, we can get as 3u, means a change in the potential energy. How much we are getting here? 3u. So which option is correct here? Fourth option is correct here. Just here u, we use the formula potential is stored in the spring, u is equal to half k x square. First is x1 we can take, that is the 3 centimeter. Further compression in 3 centimeter plus 3 centimeter 6 centimeter, that is considered as a x2. Here x1 is equal to 3 centimeter we are consider, we get the u1. x2 is equal to 6 centimeter we consider, we get the u2. Change in the potential energy means u2 minus u1. From this we get the answer is 3u. So which option is correct here? Fourth option is correct here. See the next question. A body of mass 5 kg, rest means initial velocity is 0, acted upon by two mutually perpendicular forces, 6 Newton and 10 Newton. Mutually perpendicular forces means one is a 6 Newton, another one is 8 Newton. This is considered as a F1, this is considered as a F2. The angle between them is 90 degrees, mutually perpendicular. Acted simultaneously. Kinetic energy after 10 seconds they are asking. Means we have to find the what is here kinetic energy. Kinetic energy means final velocity we have to find. When knowing the velocity, final velocity, we can find the kinetic energy after 10 seconds. Initially it is at the rest. Initial velocity is 0. Final velocity we know that we find the kinetic energy. But initial kinetic energy is 0 because initial velocity is 0. Why? It is at rest position. Initial kinetic energy is 0, initial velocity is 0. But final velocity when we are finding, we can find the final kinetic energy. Right here, see here, in this question, first we have to find the net force. Here F net we have to find here. Here according to the parallelogram law of vectors, here we know that F net can be written as, we know that general formula of parallelogram law of vectors R is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. Here a comma b are the vectors, theta is the angle between them. But here net force I am considered as a, this is called as a resultant vector. Here resultant vector I am taken as a F net force. Here I am considered as a, which force here? Net force. F net is equal to under root of F1 square plus F2 square plus 2 F1 F2. The angle between F1 and F2 is, theta represents the angle between the two vectors. The two vectors are what is here? F1 comma F2. The angle between them is 90 degrees. 2 F1 F2 cos 90 degrees. So F net we are getting as a under root of F1 square plus F2 square. Here cos 90 value 0. 0 into something is 0. So F net we are getting as a under root of F1 square plus F2 square. This is F net value. Here when knowing the F net value, here what is here? We find the acceleration easily. First we find the F net. F net is equal to here under root of F1 square. F1 square is 8 square plus F1 square is 6 square plus F2 square is 8 square. 6 square plus 8 square means under root of 36 plus 64 is equal to root 100. Root 100 is equal to 10 Newton. That is the F net force. Net force we are getting. When netting the net force, we find the acceleration. How to find the acceleration? A is equal to F net by M. We know that formula F is equal to MA. A is equal to F by M. But here F is the F net force I am considering. A is equal to F net by M is equal to 10 by mass. Mass is equal to 5. 10 by 5 is equal to, we are getting here 2 meter per second square. This is we are getting as an acceleration. Acceleration is 2 meter per second square we are getting here. We know that acceleration. And when knowing the acceleration, initial velocity of the body is 0. We find the final velocity. Initial velocity we consider u equal to 0. Here acceleration already we know that 2 meter per second square. We find the final velocity. Which formula we have to use? Here v is equal to, we know that kinematic equation, v is equal to u plus at. V is equal to 0 plus, here a is equal to 2. Time given already. Time is equal to 10 seconds. Here t is equal to 10 seconds given. So 2 into 10. Here v is equal to 20 meter per second. This is we are getting the velocity. When velocity we know that, easily find the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy formula is, I am removing this one. Here what is here? Kinetic energy formula is what here? Kinetic energy K is equal to formula here of mv square. Here kinetic energy K is equal to half into mass of the body is 5. Velocity is how much? 20. 20 square. Here what we are getting here? Kinetic energy half into 5 into 20 square means 2 2s are 4, 0, 2 zeros, 400. Here from this, here 2 1s are 200s are. Mean 200 into 5, 205 is what is here? 1000 joules. Means kinetic energy is how many joules here? 1000 joules. Right. So which option is correct here? Fourth option is correct here. See the question number 117. A body of mass m accelerated uniformly from rest to a speed v in time t. The instantaneous power delivered to the body as a function of, means instantaneous power they are asking. Here, instantaneous power delivered to the body as a function of time. As a function of time they are asking. See there, power is equal to formula work by time. Work by time. Work done by time. Here work by time is called as a power. Work done in unit time is called as a power. Here work done can be written as force into displacement by time, F into S by V, or F into S by T, that is T applying to S. So power we are getting here, force into displacement by time is called as velocity. Means power is equal to force into velocity. This is we are getting the formula. But we know that here power is equal to, force is equal to mass into acceleration into velocity v. Mass and velocity v we have to write here. Or another way we have to write here, power is equal to mass into acceleration. Power is equal to F into V. F is equal to ma into V. Mass into acceleration. Velocity can be written as acceleration into time. Acceleration is equal to velocity by time. Velocity is equal to acceleration into time. A into t we have to write. Here from this we have to get here power is equal to ma square into t. But see there, the speed v in time t given. Means in this case, the acceleration can be written as a, here speed v in time t is given, means in this case the acceleration can be written as the, here what is here, acceleration a is equal to speed v in time t, total time t given, means in this case from this acceleration a can be written as v by t. So from this what we are getting here, power p is equal to m into v by t whole square into t. So power p is equal to m into v square by t square into t. So power, instantaneous power formula what we are getting, mv square by t square into t. So which option is correct here? First option is correct here. Just we are using power is equal to force into velocity. Here force can be written as mass into acceleration. Velocity can be written as acceleration into time. General, the time t, as a time t we are consider acceleration into time. Here power can be written as ma square into t. From this acceleration in the time, total time we are writing when moving with the speed v. That acceleration can be written as v by t into v by t. A is equal to v by t whole square into t. From this power we are getting mv square by t square into t. So which option is correct here? First option is correct here. Means the acceleration is same for capital T and small t we are consider. Here when the small t consider a is equal to v by t. When capital T consider a is equal to v by capital T. Here from this we can get v is equal to a into v is equal to here a into t. Here a is equal to v by total time consider means t here capital T. Here a can be written as v by t whole square. From this power p is equal to mv square by capital T square into t. So which option is correct here? First option is correct here. See the next question. 119. A constant force is applied on a 10 kg mass at rest. The ratio of the work done in first, second and third. Second they are asking. See there, work done is equal to force into displacement or force into distance. Generally we have to write. Here force is constant. Distance we have to find in first second, second second and third second. When distances we know that work done ratio we can find easily because force is a constant. So first I want to find the distance covered in first second. Here we know that here distance covered in nth second formula according to the kinematics, Sn is equal to u plus a into n minus half. Already I discussed these equations. Sn is equal to u plus a into n minus half. Here initial velocity u equal to 0. Distance covered in first second, s1 is equal to 0 plus a is a constant acceleration. Here 1 second means Here S1 I am considering. First second means S1. S1 is equal to 0 plus A into 1 minus half. Here S1 is equal to 1 minus half is equal to half. We are getting A into 1 by 2 is equal to A by 2 meters. This is distance covered in first second. Distance covered in second. 2 second. 2 second means S2 is equal to U plus A into N minus half. Same formula. S2 is equal to 0. Initial velocity is 0. A into 2 minus half. 2 minus half is equal to 4 minus 1 by 2 is 3 by 2. So S2 is equal to, we can get as 3A by 2. Similarly, third second. S3 is equal to U plus A into N minus half. S3 is equal to 0 plus A into 3 minus half. 6 minus 1 by 2. 5 by 2 we can get here. So what we are writing here, S3 is equal to here 5A by 2. This is S1, S2, S3 we are getting. Here the ratio of work done in first second and second and third second. First second work done is equal to force into W1 is equal to F into S1. Here W1 is equal to F into S1. S1 is equal to A by 2. This is work done. This is, we can consider in joules. Similarly, W2 is equal to F into S2. F is same because constant force is applied. Force is same for all the seconds. First second, third second and third second. Work is force is same. F is same here. Constant force. So W2 is equal to F into S2. S2 is equal to 3A by 2. Similarly, W3 also we can find here. W3 is equal to F into S3. Here F into 5A by 2. Here W1, W2, W3 values we are getting here. But the ratio of work done they are asking. The ratio of work done means the ratio of W1 is to W2 is to W3 they are asking. Here from this we have to find W1 is to W2 is to W3 is equal to W1. W1 how much we are getting? F A by 2. W2 is F into 3A by 2. W3 is F into 5A by 2 we are getting. So here F 2 F2 and A F2A all are cancelled. Remaining is 1 is to 3 is to 5. Means the ratio of work done how much we are getting here? 1 is to 3 is to 5. So which option is correct here? Second option is correct here. Just we are using work done is equal force into displacement. The displacement we are finding in first second and second and third second. From this we are getting here W1 is to W2 is to W3 is 1 is to 3 is to 5. Okay. This is the last question in the assignment 1. That is 120 question. A body of mass 10 kg. Mass given 10 kg. Here one relation given, x and t relation. The work done by the force in first 2 seconds asking. Initial at rest we can consider. Here first 2 seconds we have to find here. Here initially means at t equal to 0 and t equal to 2 seconds. We find the first velocities. And velocity know that from the apply the work energy theorem we can get the work done. Right here we know that what is the relation given here? X is equal to t square plus 2t cube. This relation is given. Here velocity means a change in the displacement dx by dt. Change in the displacement is called as a velocity. Dx by dt means this function differentiating with respect to t. T square differentiation is 2t and 2 into t cube differentiation is 3 into t to the power of 3 minus 1. Or we know that this is a d by dt of t to the power of n formula is n into t to the power of n minus 1. This formula we are using. Here d by dt of t to the power of 3 is equal to 3 into t to the power of 3 minus 1. We can get here. From this velocity v is equal to, we have to write here 2t plus 6t square. This is the expression for the velocity. V is equal to 2t plus 6t square. This is the expression for the velocity. When velocity we know that velocity expression we know that here this is the expression for velocity. We know that here from this the velocity at t equal to 0, that is called as the initial velocity. We find the initial velocity. Initial velocity v1 is equal to here what is that? V1 means at t equal to 0. At t equal to 0, that is the velocity we can take as u. U is equal to v. Here in this equation we have substitute here. That is considered. Directly I am writing v is equal to 2t plus 6t square. This is v equal to, we can get as 2 into 0 plus 6 into 0 square. Now v is equal to 0 plus 0 equal to 0. This is v equal to 0 meter per second. This is considered as the initial velocity because this is at t equal to 0. Or we can call as v1 also. v1 equal to v equal to 0 meter per second. This is initial velocity. Next, to find the final velocity. Final velocity means at t equal to 2 seconds, what is the velocity say? That is called as a final velocity. At t equal to 0, what is the velocity say? That is called as initial velocity. T equal to, we know the relation, velocity is equal to 2t plus 6t square. Now v is equal to 2 into 2, t equal to 2 substitute here. Here plus 6 into 2 square. Now v is equal to 4 plus 6 into 4. Now we can get as 28 meter per second. This is called as a final velocity and considered as a v2 equal to v equal to 28 meter per second. This is final velocity. This is considered as an initial velocity. Here, according to the work energy theorem, we have to write here work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. Change in kinetic energy means final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. So work done is equal to half into m into final kinetic energy means final velocity v2 is a final kinetic energy half m v2 square minus half m v1 square. Here but w is equal to half m into m is equal to m, take the common, simply v2 square minus v1 square. Here w is equal to, we have to write here w is equal to half into m. Mass value 10 kg given here. This is a 10 kg given. 10 into v2 square. v2 is equal to 28 square. v1 is equal to 0 square. Here 2 5s are. Now w is equal to 5 into 28 square. Here 5 into 28 square. Here 28 square is equal to 5 into 784. When calculating this one, we can get as 3920 joules. 784 into 5 is 3920 joules. Means which option is correct here? Third option is correct here. Thank you. We have completed the total assignment 1 questions. In the out of 120, I solved near about 60 questions. Almost I solved the 60 questions. Remaining 60 questions I left. That you can try. Whatever may be the questions you are not getting, you ask in the group. Here, after completing the assignment 1, we have one test is there. Maximum this type of questions asking in the test. Here, that's why I am saying that you practice 120 questions. 60 I solved, remaining 60 also you practice it. And any doubts are coming here, clarify them and prepare well for the first assignment 1 exam and write the exam properly and try to get the good marks. Thank you.